as silent as falling snow, cutting gracefully through the water with the elegance of a swan, and yet sitting at anchor with the stability of a lighthouse. This is Exinity. This is a Benetti 125 Fast.
And they call this model fast with good reason. You see, traditionally when you buy a yacht, you go down one of two possible routes. Either you have fast but noisy, or you have slow but silent. Benetti wanted to push the boundaries of anything they'd achieved before. They wanted to use smart technology to offer yacht owners the opportunity for the luxury of silent and smooth cruising, but also the possibility to put the revs down and get where they're going quickly when they want to. In this video, we'll be seeing exactly how they did that. But also, we'll be taking a look all the way through what I'm sure you'll agree is an extraordinarily beautiful super yacht.
But before we expose the technological beating heart of Exinity, let's take a look at her surface attributes, her layout, her features, and the ambience she creates.
The aft deck is the first area you'll see when you board Exinity. Lying in Limassol Marina, close to some even larger yachts, I couldn't help noticing that she had nothing to be envious of in this area. The beam of just under 8.5 meters makes for more than enough space to enjoy relaxing here with friends and a cocktail or two. Moving through the sliding doors, we find an exquisitely appointed main salon, well illuminated with sunlight thanks to these enormous side windows. Further forward, a side door gives guests access to a lobby where a dayhead is situated to the right and access to the crew area to the left. We'll be taking a look all over the crew area in a moment, but first, just take a look at the owner's stateroom. This is what everybody would hope for from a super yacht. From the voluminous closets to the stylish and practical windows allowing light to gush inside, the his and hers bathroom with huge interconnecting shower, the gorgeous interior design, the magnificent execution. This is Benetti at their best. Your guests will have nothing to complain about either. 4 well-proportioned staterooms, each one tastefully designed. 2 double staterooms, plenty of storage space, and surprisingly large showers in the bathrooms. And 2 singles, one of which has an extra Pullman bed. Again, plenty of storage space and well-sized bathrooms. But for me, one of the finest features of this yacht has to be the bridge deck. Interestingly, an area has been dedicated just aft of the bridge that the owner uses for daily stretching, exercising and yoga. You could use this for a massage room too. It's a handy little addition. The Sky Lounge occupies the entire beam of the vessel. No side decks here because they would serve no purpose. Benetti have opted for a solution that maximizes the living space and flows seamlessly onto a panoramic aft deck that provides an ideal setting for fine dining at anchor. Actually, the deck space on Exinity is another feature that makes her stand out as a quite remarkable vessel. We've already taken a look at the aft deck and the bridge deck, but just look at this sensational sun deck too. Nobody likes a sun deck that's too busy, but Benetti have been able to incorporate a barbecue station that's brand new, by the way, plenty of space for dining, lots of sunbathing spots, and no less than 2 bars, one of which is cleverly built into the forward windscreen so that you can sip on your mojito whilst pondering whether to take a dip in the hot tub. Because yes, there's a hot tub too, and a hot tub really worth having. Just look at the size of it, and surrounded by sunbathing and seating areas too. We usually think of a beach club as being in the transom of a yacht, but for me, this gives a real beach club vibe right here on the bow. Except for this yacht also has a beach club in the transom, together with sunbathing, a dayhead, and even a storage area for wetsuits and the like. So that pretty much concludes the guest areas of the yacht, but I know that many viewers are really keen to see the crew areas and also to understand how it is that Benetti achieved such great levels of silence and at the same time really good performance on the yacht. And to understand that, we need to go beyond that bulkhead and into the engine room. At first glance, there's nothing extraordinary here. We have two MTU 2000 series engines, each one producing 2,600 horsepower. That goes some way to explaining the speed. Actually, the official speed is 22 knots, but the captain tells me it's actually reached 24 on occasion. But how have Benetti achieved that with such remarkable levels of silence? Well, look more closely. Usually engines in a yacht's engine room are inclined slightly downwards. From the engine, there's a gearbox. From the gearbox, there's a propeller shaft, and then you have the propeller propelling the yacht, pushing it along. That's a great system, but it can result in some level of vibration and some level of noise. Look what they've done here. The engines are horizontal. They're attached to a gearbox, but you can see underneath the gearbox, that white howling there is housing an azipul. Not an azipod, an azipul. It does actually have a pod which rotates for steering, but it has a forward-facing propeller that pulls the yacht along instead of pushing it along. This, combined with a wave-piercing bow design, results in remarkably quiet and vibration-free navigation, combined with a top speed that is officially 22 knots, although the captain reliably informs me that he has seen 24 knots on this yacht. Forward of the engine room is a spacious tender garage with a side-opening shell door. This is big enough for a Williams 565 tender, 2 personal watercraft, and other smaller water toys. The tender was put to good use by our team since GPS signals in Cyprus were being jammed on the day of filming, so we were unable to fly our drone for the usual aerial footage, and we had to use the tender instead for the exterior shots. What about the crew spaces though? The bridge is sensibly laid out. I liked the stylish design, but notice too how practical it is, with the various instruments having plenty of shade to improve visibility. The captain's cabin is located just after the bridge on the starboard side. Just outside of the bridge, there are 2 wing stations with a good range of controls at the captain's disposition. Moving down to the main deck, we find the crew mess and the galley. Plenty of storage here, plenty of refrigeration space, and a nice area for the crew to sit and have their lunch. From here, a stairwell leads down to the crew quarters, where there is a laundry room and 3 further crew cabins, each with their own ensuite head. The yacht has capacity for a crew of 7. It's actually not enough for a yacht to be beautiful, well designed, silent, vibration free, and well put together. If you're in the market to buy a yacht, you actually also want a vessel that's been well maintained and taken care of. It just so happens that the captain of Exinity is one of my closest friends. We've actually known each other for nearly 30 years. So with this vessel, I can give you a personal guarantee that she's been looked after by a captain and crew with an obsessive desire to keep everything in as near to perfect condition as is humanly possible, and an owner who shares that desire. That makes Exinity an exceptional opportunity for somebody who's looking for a vessel that is as silent as the falling snow, but with great performance, stunningly beautiful, and in turnkey condition.